Welcome back! And again, another GS is in the workshop. This one was booked in for Friday, which I like to finish early on a Friday because I don't get a break in the week. So Steve booked this one on for a Friday and it's a massive job. He's having emblems, he's having D7 Pros, he's having cameras, he's having loads and loads and loads of stuff, bar risers. So yeah, it's more than a short Friday's work. So we brought him in a day early. I've got pretty much a day and a half now to get this bike done. So we're going to film quite a lot of this because there's cool stuff going on. Denali brackets for the D7 Pros. The emblems will be on, like I said, 2 easy cans. So yeah, there's a lot for me to do. I don't want to rush it in half a day, so we've got a day and a half to get this done. So plenty of time, be really sweet when it's done. Let's get going. You can delete that sweet bit, I don't know why I said that, ugh. So the bike is now naked. It's now stripped down to its bare bones. So I can start fitting all the stuff that this customer's having to his bike. So we're having a set of D7 Pros, Denali light bracket. He did bring Touratech crash bars, but I've kind of talked him into these now because I think they look better. So yeah, we're going to go with these. Emblems on the fuel tank. What are these? RNG running light guards to go over his OEM lights. RNG headlight guard, that's going on. Split sound bomb with a bracket. In-off camera, and then we also spoke about sorting out the rear lights on the bike. So we're going to fit a visor cam, and at the same time we're going to power up the front indicators and hand guards so they're running lights and indicators. That's pretty much it. I've got the EvoTech radiator guards, which I've got to build up. EvoTech, if you're listening, for what you're charging for these, you should make them ready to go. I shouldn't have to put them together. So I've got to build them and then put them on. Yeah, that's my little moan for today. But yeah, we'll get the bike started. So it's going to take me, this is going to be a long day and then into tomorrow morning just to finish the last few bits off. So Will will be filming me whilst I'm fitting various bits of the bike as I go along. But yeah, we'll go through all the configuration at the end. I'll show you the easy can settings if that's what you want to see. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. I do this every day, so this is just normal for me. Yeah. So Steve will tell me off for moaning, but yeah, that's the EvoTech guards built. So you've got to put all these little bits on and little screws. A little bit fiddly, but to fit them is dead straightforward. You just put it in there like that. They slot up with the holes. And yeah, that's it. Done. Just clips in. That's it. That's it. Same on the other side. Line up with the holes. There you go. Job done. So don't go around looking for people with EvoTech radiator guards to nick, because it's naughty. But you could just pop them out. So if you wanted to fit a Soundbomb to your R1300GS or GSA, you've got to go with the split version, not the compact. Even though I've seen people fit compacts up there, I wouldn't recommend it because there's not a lot of clearance and you're probably going to damage your bike. So we go with what Denali have designed a bracket for, which works. I have no issues fitting these, pretty reliable. So the compressor part will fit just here, and it's linked with a pipe that goes across behind the engine and links the two together. So the pipe's going to go from there, around the back of the engine and back down into the compressor. And then the power will go from there back to the easy cam, just like that. So to mount this to the back, you just take the screw out there. It's all in the instructions if you take time to read the instructions. I've done that many, I don't need to read them anymore.
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
But yeah, you take that bolt out there, then you replace it with this one. That goes there, spacer goes on there. And I like to put a little dobber thread lock on, just a touch. I always pre-wire the cable in just because it's easier and I can see what I'm doing rather than have to get back on the floor or lift the bike up to mount it. Let me just screw that back in.
Only one screw?
Yeah, it's only only one. It's nice and tight. Pull that a bit tighter. And then get your hose. Pop your hose on. Pull that through there like that. And then I like to go around here. So you're not actually on the engine. But I think if you get it too close, it might melt. But I've not had anybody say it's melted yet. Just make sure you don't get any kinks in the pipe, otherwise it'll make a really funny noise. It won't sound good. And we just cut the pipe off to length. So about there. And just snip that off. Put that on, a couple of cable ties and my little cable tie holder. Couple of ties. On there. Just to keep it in, keep the pipe in place. That's your Soundbomb mounted to the engine there. Pipe leading you back. Power cables there, ready to connect straight to the easy can. Because we're having two easy cans on this bike. One will be up there, one will be down here. So this is the closest one to that one, so that can go there. Yeah, that's it, easy peasy. So when I'm doing the installs on the bikes, I don't tend to just do one thing and then do that till it's done. I kind of work my way from the front and I work all the way back. So I fitted the front camera, now I'm going to fit the remote, and I'll start fitting the bits from the front all the way back. So next I'll probably put the light brackets on, mount the D7s, leave the wiring, and then just do all the wiring in one go. So I can put the easy can there, just route it, mount all that at the back, put the other easy can in there, mount it, route all the wiring, just get everything laid down. But I don't tend to do everything all in one go. I'll do bits and bobs of everything and it all just comes together at the end, and it always works. So yeah, so I'm just going to put the remote on now. I won't even bother with the rear camera till I start doing the back end when I do the B6 and the other bits that are going to be down the back end. So yeah, I'll put this on now, which I always stick up here. It's kind of nice and neat. I don't like them off here. I think they look naff. I like to just stick it on, it's tucked in, out of the way, follow the routing of the other cables, it's just nicely out of the way. I can always tell when I've done one, because I always see them on the streets.
Do you have an horizontal?
Huh?
Do you have an... No, yeah.
Yeah, you could, but no, I don't like them there, I think they just look odd. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go there. Sit that on there, and yeah, that's it, it's just how I do it. Just how I do it. Since you last saw the video, I've started to put the light mounts on, but I've also put the GPS receiver on for the in-off, routed the cable back for that, tidied the wiring up for the camera from the front, poked that down there, and now putting the light mounts on, I'll bung the D7 Pros on just so they're hanging, and then just carry on feeding all the wires back. I'll probably put the visor can wiring through next, so it's just got to go through to the back as well. Yeah, it's all coming together. So now I'm going to stick the D7 Pros on. The customer wants to go with the amber lens, so we'll stick that on. But this is one of the things that really irritates me on social media when I see these fitted to people's bikes. So obviously on this, we're going to hang it. Yeah? What's the mistake? The Denali logo is the wrong way around. And the amount of people who fit these to their bikes, professionals, and they don't take the 4 bolts off, flip it round and stick it back on. Attention to detail. It really irritates me. Yeah. So I'm going to take the lenses off, flip them round, put them back on. It doesn't do anything other than the logo's the right way around, because that really irritates me.
Why do they do it the wrong way around then?
Well, they don't, because you can mount it that way. So that's the right way, but you're not going to mount it that way, are you? Because you won't get the panel back on. So yeah, you just have to flip it 180. But yeah, the amount of professional people out there who are doing this and not doing that, I just think it's lazy. So take the bracket off, take the 4 bolts off, flip it round, put it all back together, done. 1 washer, 2 washer.
This is mint.
It does take you a couple of minutes to do this, but it's not particularly hard. A 3mm Allen key, which I've already got out somewhere. I'll put it, there it is. I need more tools. Yeah, so it takes a couple of minutes per light pod, but I just think you're coming all this way to have it done, let's do it properly. Let's not cut corners. So I can just put the light on loose now. And as you can see, it is the correct way around. The logo's the right way around and the writing's the right way around. Attention to detail. It takes a couple of minutes, but yeah, it's just easy. It's just the right way to do it. It comes out of the box.
Yeah, way better.
And it looks way better flipped. So as you can see, I've stuck the B6 on. I can't remember the last time I drilled a number plate and actually drilled them and mounted them on with screws. I think it looks neater with the 3M tape, and I've not had one fall off. Mine's held on with this, and I take it off-roading and everything, and it hasn't fell off yet. So as long as you clean the surface area, these things stick like, you know, to a blanket. So yeah, that's on, I ain't going anywhere. And then just route it through here. There you go. Pop that through there like that. Bit of a cable tie in. I'll use a little sticky back clip thing to hold the cable back. But that's the B6 on. That's going to be powered by the visor can, so it would replicate the strobing and flashing and stuff on the back if that's what the customer wants. But yeah, don't screw them on. stick them on. So I've done a bit more since last time you saw. I've kind of loosely put the in-of in, I've routed all the cables. All I've got to do is reroute all the cables for the D7 Pros. So they've got to make space under here. Just to put the first easy can in, just get it in place, route the cabling round, because I've got to hook up the plugs into the bike's diagnostics. He's also got a tracker on there which is going in, and the visor cam which will be plugging into the same port. So I've got to make a bit of space around here to get all that in. And then the other easy cam will go down here behind that panel there. But we'll do that one in a bit. So get this one sorted, laid out, and it's just a matter of cable management then and trying to hide everything in. So everything's on the bike now. Lights are on, light brackets are on, emblems are on. Basically everything the customer's ordered is on the bike. This is kind of a dry run now. Because I've got 2 days to do this, I've just got everything on the bike now. Everything's gonna work. Just gonna test everything, and then tomorrow when I come back into work, I can just start putting it back together, tidy all the wiring up, put the back end back on, and that's it really. It's pretty much done. But we'll give you a quick demonstration of everything working. Yeah, so the lights are on, visor can's powering the front lights, indicators are on the D7s, emblems are flashing away. See if the strobe works. Obviously it does. Everything's on. I'll just do a quick functions test now. So I always do this. I don't just pile everything onto the bike and then hope for the best once it's all fitted. I test everything whilst it's loose and looking a bit of a mess, just so I know everything works. So if we indicate right, everything should be indicating. If we indicate left, everything's indicating. Give it a strobe, it's all strobing. Horn, does that work? Yeah, that works, that's quite loud. Camera's working because all the lights are flashing correctly. Yeah, visor can's working, that's lighting up those. So yeah, we're all good, everything's working. So tomorrow when I come in, just a case of tidying everything up, fitting the back end back on, putting side panels on, sending the customer on his way. So yeah, see you tomorrow morning. Said I'd finish for the day, but I couldn't stop, I had to keep going. So I've put the back end back on now, just to make sure everything fitted and it all looks tidy. And I think it looks really neat. Obviously you can hide a lot of the wiring under the bike, so the bits you actually want to get to, which is the easy can and the in-of, are fully accessible. So if Will zooms in here, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Easy can, in-of. OBD socket's still accessible, all nice and neat. That's loose, but that's his Noco charger jump starter. But yeah, other than that, it's really neat. Well, I think it is anyway. I've seen a lot worse. So yeah, well, when I come in tomorrow, because it is now, in fact, look at that, 2 minutes past. There's dedication for you. Right, I'm going, see you later. Morning, day 2 of this 2-day build. I've had a little sleep, I'm back, and we're gonna finish this one off now. So I've got everything working, as you saw a minute ago in the video. Everything's working, so I'm just gonna now tidy it all up, put all the panels on. I've got bar risers to fit, and then got to pop the badges off and stick the emblems on. And then that's pretty much it. Everything else that he wanted is on. So when the customer came in, he never had this option, but we went down the road of fitting the visor can to this bike. So we could not only sort out the backlights, because that's the big issue with the BMWs, but we could also power up the fronts. So the fronts are now a DRL and an indicator. At the same time, I also asked him if he wanted to add more indicators to the front, and he's already got D7 Pros as indicators, so he decided not to go down that route. But you can add the visor Evos up here in this position with a quick swap of the radar cover. We could add an extra set of Evos here or on the back, or you could go down the road of having OEM ones on the front to match the ones that are already on the back. But this customer, as I said, he's just decided to stick with just powering up the handguards to make them a DRL, and then obviously he's got a massive D7 Pro here acting as an indicator when he indicates. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know about that as we're doing the install. Fire up the bike. So as you can see, with the visor can, it's powering up these indicators as a DRL, which then flash at 100% when we indicate. So yeah, that's just another option. If you do bring your bike here, you've not bought it at the time, we can always add these things on, provided we've got them on the shelf, which 9 times out of 10 we have. So yeah, you can always add these as you install when you bring it here for me to do. So let's get cracking, finish this bike off, and then it's the weekend, so we can just go home and chill. just like that. So I'm doing the last little bits now, so I've stuck this emblem on, but I thought it'd be a good idea to, on the other side, show you how I did that, because there's a little bit, whether with the tips and tricks, I don't know, but there's a way I do this just so I can get it on nice and straight. But if I just stand on my step because I'm too short, I'll show you it turned on. Come on, there you go. Emblem's on, and we've obviously got the flashing, and it looks cool. So we'll go over the other side and I'll show you how I stick this piece on, get it all lined up and make it look dead easy. So what I like to do before I stick the little carbon piece over that hides the wire going into the bike is I put the panel back on and just secure it with a couple of screws. It's got 2 panel clips here to stop it moving, but I'll just put the panel in the correct position. So as you can see, this is shaped. So you don't want it over here, you don't want it over there. It just gives you a better way of lining it up. You're just doing it by eye really, just to get that straight, but then you can get a nice even gap all the way down the edge with a nice straight line down there. What I also do, because it's already got a cutout for the cable to pass through, is I'll just put a little slit on that side. So when I stick it down, I've done it in 2 parts. So I shall stick this piece on, then I'll put the emblem on, get the cable going through its little slot, and then I'll peel the backing off this and stick it down. It's all done in one go. So we'll just line this up now and we'll stick this top part on first. So you're just going to do it by eye. And you can get a couple of goes if you do get it on and it's not quite right, but that looks pretty good. So just stick that on. And you'll see you've got the little slot for your cable. But because I haven't stuck it all the way down, we can now go and stick the badge on. As long as I get the right one, yeah. So you'll also notice on the emblems, the sticky pad on both sides. Yeah, this is a regular emblem, what you'd fit to a normal GS, 70mm. Obviously there's only backing on 1. This needs 2 because we've got to stick the badge on. But you'll also notice there's an extra piece of plastic here. Because this is recessed, make sure you stick it on the right way. Don't put it on that side and stick it in, because half your emblem will be in the bike. You need to make sure you get it on with the black plastic on the back, stuck to the fuel tank, so the rest of the emblem sticks out beyond the recess of the tank. That was just out for testing, so I didn't have to keep plugging everything in. So now we'll get this lined up, make sure your wire's in its slot. So I'll just peel the backing off. Line this up with its slot. That's that. And I'm just going to pop the panel back off. As you can see, the cable's nicely tucked under there. We can then route up the connection to the easy can. God, you're going to have to edit loads of this, well, fiddling. There we go. Peel that backing off. Make sure the cable's flat. Just like that, it's on. Tidy this cable away. Pop the panel back on. Remember to put the air sensor on there, and also plug in your factory fog light. Because the last thing you want to do is put your bike back together and then realise you've not put the factory fog lights back in. Don't ask me how I know. You only do it once. Give that a bash. As you can see, all you can see is the tiniest bit of wire. Because there's no getting around it, you are going to see a bit of wire, but obviously we can't drill into the fuel tank on this, so that's the best case scenario. So now I've just got to peel this off. There's 1, there's 2, and I've already cleaned the badge up, and we'll just get that nicely lined up. There we go. If I do that, I'll just give that a little push, and then there you go. It's all lit up. If I stand on my step and reach the buttons, it should indicate. And that is how you put an emblem on a 1300 GSA. Easy peasy. So that's the bike done. Just got to pop the seats back on. The bar eyes are on. I've left them a bit loose because we're going to get the customer to sit on his bike just to make sure everything's in the correct position before I torque everything up. But yeah, just got to pop the seat on wherever I've put it. Wherever I've put it. There it is. We've got that many seats lying around the workshop. I think I've put Steve's bike on someone's bike once already.
What was it? Windshield?
No, I tried to put a 1300 seat on a 1250 yesterday. That's everything on. So I'll wheel it off now, set the handlebars, sort the customer's invoice out, and away you can go. So here it is, that's the bike done. It's been a busy sort of day and a half getting this one done. So as I said before, we've got Denali D7 Pros. We've got Inov K7, R1300 headlight protectors and fog light protectors, emblems, 2 easy cans, a Soundbomb, a visor can, camera on the back, B6, bar risers. Yeah, the customers had quite a lot fitted, and it's took me a day and a half to do it. But he's very happy. We had a few changes. We changed a few bits and bobs, but it was for the better. So yeah, everything's done. So the indicators, everything's going to be an indicator. So they're indicating, these are indicating, and the emblems are indicating. There you go, on that side. Full beam. Then we've obviously got the strobe as normal, and then horn. So we're going to have the courtesy beep. And then if you really don't like them, you give them the full beans. And then we've got the brake light on the back. Going through the visor can, so that's sorting out the indicators from the BMW spec to the visor can spec. So that's also powering these, so they're now DRLs and indicators. So we'll get Stuart on his way, but I've just got one more thing. Stuart, don't forget your bars.
What bars?
Not these bars. These bars. So we didn't fit his Touratech crash bars because we went with the Denali one instead. So there you go, Stuart.
Cheers.
See you in the next video.